What's going on, everybody? It's Larry back with you, and today have a different little bit of a setup, but today I want to talk to you about the Q9U from Samson. That's this microphone right here that I'm using. Samsung was nice enough to send this out for review, and I have done all of my new podcasts with this microphone. We're on episode 4 by the time you see this, and I've used the Q9U for every one of those episodes, and I'm loving it so far. This thing has a lot of different features, so let's just we'll jump right into it. But the main thing that I wanted to do is record this video with it, so you guys got a sound sample the whole time. Okay, so let's just talk about first how I have this set up, so that way you know what's going on here. So I have the Q9U running through the Rodecaster Pro. I also have the Cloud Lifter, so it's actually running from this XLR cable that you see here. This pink one is running into the Cloud Lifter into the Rodecaster Pro, and then that's what you're hearing here. I'm recording it on the Rodecaster Pro, which I believe is how 99% of people are going to be using it, is through a mixer. But there is also a USB Type-C connector on the back of this microphone, which is going to give you the option to just plug right into your computer. So if you're doing, Zoom calls or Teams or Skype or anything like that, you can actually use this microphone as an audio source. It's super easy to use. I tested it, didn't record anything with it. It sounds fantastic. What I would say is there is other microphones on the market that are even more expensive than this one, and it has micro USB and XLR. This one, USB Type-C and XLR, to me is a no-brainer. This is the way that you would want to go. For me to plug it into my MacBook Pro is just plug and play, and that's it. You don't need an adapter or anything like that. USB Type-C to USB Type-C. Comes with the cable in the box, so you're good to go. Again, I'm using it via XLR right now. USB Type-C on the back. There's also a headphone output on the back of this microphone as well. So if you're using it for your computer, you can just use the microphone plug on the back instead of using the one on your computer, or maybe you're using an iPad Pro or something like that. Anyways, you can use it in multiple different ways. You can also use this if you don't want to use a mixer. You can use this USB Type-C to your computer, record in something like GarageBand or like Anchor. I use Anchor to upload my podcast. You can record directly into that app or on that website. So that's another awesome idea. Personally, I think if you're gonna just use USB Type-C and you don't have the money, there's a lot of cheaper options out there. This runs about $200 right now. I'll leave a link for it down below. But I don't think on those lower options, you're gonna get the quality that you're gonna get from this Q9U. But we'll run through some of the, I have their website open. We'll run through some of the features on the Q9U. But really, the real purpose of this video is just for you guys to hear the audio samples. So let's see, it's obviously a dynamic microphone. It has a cardioid pattern, so you're going to need it like in front of your mouth. I have it sort of off to the side now, but I'm still like projecting into the front of the mic. Like I said, you have an XLR input, a USB Type-C digital output with 24-bit 96 kilohertz resolution. You have the 1/8 inch output, 0 latency headphone monitoring. This yoke is really good. It's got like a spinning attachment here, so you can have the mic in one position and then just loosen it and tighten it right from there. You don't have to spin the whole mic all the way around. The yoke is very well made. It's all metal construction. The whole mic comes with the windscreen. I love the way it looks without the windscreen. But I did a live stream one night and people thought that maybe I needed like a pop filter. I don't want to put a full pop filter on it. I really like the way this mic looks without the windscreen. But with this, it has an internal pop filter, but with this, it's just even better. So I'll leave it on. You have a low cut filter switch on the back. There's also a mid presence boost button slider. And then you have a mute button along the bottom that will mute both the USB and XLR, whichever version you're using. So for me on the Rodecaster, I can hit mute on this channel and it'll be fine. But for ease, if I'm just gonna cough or something like that, I can hit the mute button and then be right back. So it's handy just to have it right on the microphone instead of having to reach over onto my mixer, especially when doing something like this. The podcast, the mixer is usually more in front of me. But yeah, it's an awesome option, especially if you're on a Zoom call or something like that. You don't have to use your keyboard or your mouse to mute. You can just mute the microphone and you're good to go. There's no drivers. I haven't used this on a Windows computer, so I don't believe there's any issue there, but anything with Mac, it's just you plug it in and you go. So I'll run through just so you have the voice. I don't know much about, microphone like frequencies and all that stuff. So I'll read you the specifications again, just so you have some more sample of the microphone and what it sounds like. Frequency response is 50 Hertz to 20 kilohertz. Cardioid pattern, like we said, which is unidirectional. 60 Hertz, 24 dB SPL/MOE. 50 Hertz, 24 dB SPL/MOE. 1 kilohertz, 27 dB SPL/MOE. Yeah. 250 ohms impedance. Sensitivity. I'm not going to keep going through this. I don't even know what all this means. I'm sure it means a lot to someone, but yeah. So here, accessories. You get a 2-meter USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable, a USB Type-C female to USB Type-A adapter, and the foam windscreen. And of course, the yoke is attached to the microphone. So this is the box that it comes in. Again, the thing is very, very well made. There's not much I can say about it other than it's really, really good. You can check out the podcast. There's a link for it down in the description if you guys want to get even more of a sample. So again, Samson, thanks for sending out the Q9U. There'll be a link for it down below. But yeah, this is my podcasting microphone. I will be using it on videos every once in a while. I've been starting to live stream the podcast, so you'll see it when I do that on YouTube. But also I have a whole series on my podcast setup, from lighting for doing live streams to the microphone. I'll talk a little bit about this. I have another mic that I use for when I have a guest, the mic arm, the Rodecaster Pro, the cloud lifter. Like, I'll get into my whole setup for how I record a podcast, even going into the details, how I start prepping for the podcast, for taking notes, generating ideas, things like that. So you will see more of the Q9U in the future, but that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you can leave a thumbs up. You can subscribe down below as well. But that's it for this one, and I will talk to you guys in the next one.